Hey guys, I haven't made a video in a really long time. Just because I was going through some personal things and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my channel, but I still really want to do my channel. So I think I'm going to redirect my channel. I'm going to do TV show reviews, product reviews, shopping hauls. I'm going to do a lot of different things. So this is my first video since my coming back, and I want to talk about Scandal, episode 1, season 3. So when we first start the season, when we first start the episode, Olivia's in the car with her dad. We found out he was her dad. The last 30 seconds of the last episode of season 2, and she's in the car with her dad. She's upset, and he's pretty much asking her, like, well, she asked him, "Why did you have me killed?" And he said, "I didn't have you killed. I wanted Jake Ballard killed." So of course she's upset. They go back and forth, and for a small second, you see her turn into a little girl again when he's talking to her, because he pretty much expects the best from her. He feels like being the president's mistress is not the best, and let's face it, it's not. So they're in the car. They go back and forth. She gets in the plane because he says he's going to send her away for 8 months. He's going to take care of her business and her employees and everything of that nature. But he wants her to go away. Well, she doesn't want to go away. So because she doesn't want to go away, she calls Cyrus, and Cyrus talks her off the plane. I don't know how I feel about Miss Miley Cyrus, because he's a little shady. So as the episode goes on, um she gets off the plane, she goes to her office. Of course, there's paparazzi everywhere, and of course, her knight in shining flannel shirt, Huck, comes to save her. I know that Huck doesn't really care about fashion, but I need him to get something more than those dingy white tees and those ugly flannel shirts. Like, Huck is the man. Huck is the absolute man. He's the only one that doesn't have to dress up. Harrison looked like he's ready for GQ every single episode. Huck looks like he just got finished making a grilled cheese sandwich. I don't understand. But anyways, so Huck saves her from the paparazzi, gets her in the office. Of course, the next scene is her getting dressed, and she's kind of like, okay, let's back to business. And Harrison's like, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean we're not going to deal with this? And slowly but surely, all of her clients fire her. So then we get into Cyrus is trying to figure out who leaked Olivia's name. And of course, his husband tells him that the low level reporters, they hang out at this bar, Malloy's, and that's where he thinks that she got her information. Okay. Then there's the footage. Like, we can't forget about the footage of Fitz leaving Olivia's apartment. I mean, it's solid evidence, but who cares? Like, in my opinion, I don't know. I just want them to be together, so I'm super biased. Then this is the first time that we see Melly's bitch ass. I mean, I'm over her. I was over her season 1, and now I'm super over her in season 3. This is the first time that we see Melly, and she's trying to figure out who leaked Olivia's name, because that was her ammo. That was her one ticket. She was going to hold that over Fitz's head. She was going to hold it over Olivia's head, and somebody took this away from her. So naturally, she wants to know who did it. In the next scene, Olivia gets a call from her dad. Her dad's telling her, like, you need to get on this plane, like the White House is going to bury you, blah, blah, blah. And she politely informs him she's never out of options. She goes upstairs, she pulls out some magical folder, she puts in some magical code, and then the next thing you know, she's in like an ice room with Fitz. And this is the first time that we see them together in this episode, and it was pretty good. Olivia's white coat was amazing. Whoever styles Olivia Pope does an amazing job. Her hair looks great. Abby got a makeover. Abby's hair is longer and it looks great. Quinn's makeup looks great. This season, the budget, you can tell the budget's a little bigger because everyone's looking a little better except for Huck and those shirts. But we already went over that. So let's talk about what happens in this ice room. So while they're in the ice room, as I like to call it, Melly comes in. She's the third party. And Olivia pretty much lets them know, like, listen, we need a plan because these people out here are trying to, they're going to take me down, they're going to take you down, and that's not what we want. Melly proceeds to call Olivia a whore, and Olivia, she gave her a small read, like, look, bitch, I understand that you're pissed, but don't call me a whore. Fitz says that he wants to tell the truth. He just wants to admit what happened. And I'm sorry, it's rush hour traffic outside, and I know y'all hear that siren. But anyways, Fitz says that he wants to tell the truth. He wants to just be honest with the American people, and Olivia comes up with this great plan about bringing the kids, putting them in the yard, making it look like the front page of like the New York Times or something. Melly says no, that doesn't work for Melly. She does not want to admit this at all. She just wants to smile and talk to Oprah or Barbara Walters. She kind of wants to sweep it under the rug because let's remember, her blasting Fitz was kind of like a cry for attention because, I mean, her husband didn't want to be with her. When he woke up from being in the hospital, he said, I want a divorce. And she said no. So I'm not so sure why she's holding on now, but either way it goes, she said no. Olivia worked her Olivia Pope magic and got Melly to agree to admitting that they slept together 2 times, and they came up with the times that they slept together, and they came up with this story, and then Melly like storms out of the room before she does the ugly cry, and then Fitz proceeds to check up on Olivia like he always does because that's his boo, and he protects her by any means necessary. After the commercial break, we see Cyrus and Melly talking, and Melly's pretty much like, I don't want them to go public. I have a plan. I'm gonna figure it out. I just need some time. So then we see this DVD being passed around, and the gladiators are in the office of Olivia Pope and Associates, and Harrison asked, I think the question, he gave us the best quote probably of all seasons. Are we gladiators or are we bitches? This was such a good quote only because, I mean, they were acting like bitches. So they released this footage. It's of this poor intern talking about how cute Fitz is. And so they basically blame this affair on Fitz and get Olivia out of the water. I mean, it was a brilliant plan because the news were saying like, oh, Olivia Pope is owed an apology and blah, blah, blah. But they just threw this girl under the bus, which wasn't right. So, of course, Olivia comes in and she's pissed. Like, what did you do? Why would you guys do this? And then, I mean, Olivia was out of the clear, which is great. But I didn't like the way that they did Janine the intern. And Janine goes to Cyrus and is talking to Cyrus, and he's trying to assure her that he's going to look out for her. Basically, everything that Olivia's dad told her in the beginning, Cyrus is pretty much giving her that speech. He's like preparing to burn her. Which is why I say I don't know about that Miss Cyrus because she's a shady thing. The last 10 minutes of this episode of Scandal was actually, it was pretty good. Fitz goes into the Oval Office because he's upset that Janine's name was leaked because he knows that he never slept with her and that's not true. And he says, well, we need to rewrite this speech because we need to let the people know that it's not Janine. And then Melly proceeds to remind him that she's not doing that. The idea to leak Janine's name was her idea, and she got that idea from when Fitz, of all people, leaked Olivia's name because she figured that out because all she does is sit around and think, and Fitz politely reminded her that they're at war and he doesn't want to be with her, and he knew that as long as Olivia was under the Melly spell, as long as Melly had Olivia's name as her ammo, then she could release Olivia's name. She could hang it over their head. But if he released her name himself, then she was free. And it was golden because she's so free. They figured out a plan to make it work. And then, so he didn't have anything to worry about. And he reminded her that he's going to protect his whore at all costs. The next scene is Cyrus, he's trying to contact Janine. He can't find Janine. And then we see that Charlie's in his bed. He's drugged up James. Charlie takes him to go see Rowan, Olivia's father, and he asks them about a mission that Fitz and Jake Ballard flew back in Iran. And Cyrus gives him the generic version. And he then gives him this folder and lets him know what really happened. And hopefully we find out in the next episode. I have a feeling that we won't, because I like to drag things on. There are so many different things that I didn't cover in this video, but this is just a small recap. There's so much more to come from my channel. Like I said, I want to do episode reviews of all my favorite shows. I want to do product reviews. There will be some just me rambling, because this is my video blog as well. So my channel will be a mixture of a lot of different things. I hope that you ladies stick with me, you ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys stick with me. Comment, like, subscribe. You can find me on Instagram, istyle_isass with 3 S on the end. That's also my Twitter name. I also run a boutique online, stylemysass.bigcartel.com. I'll leave all of that information down in the link below. I'll leave those links and you guys can click on it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.